Hi, I'm Daniel Ball, Google trainer and innovator, and today we're going to be looking at how you can create and manage events in Google Calendar. So having a well-structured calendar can be one of the key things in helping you manage your time. So adding events and making sure we manage them well is really important. I'm going to click on over to next week and see where we're going to start. Already you can see I've got some events in, but I'm going to create a new event, and I can do this by clicking anywhere on my calendar. So if I wanted something Monday morning at 9 a.m, I can click in this area. Alternatively, I can click on the create button here and I can choose the type of event I want to create. We're just going to click here though, and then I could just put in the title of my event. The key things when we're starting out is having a descriptive title so you know what this is, and then adding the correct time and date. So I did click on Monday, so that's fine, but I could change this here. So actually, no, it was Tuesday. And I could actually change the time here and say it was 9:30 till 10, just a half-hour appointment. So this is quite important. Here you also have another option where you can also choose the calendar. So at the bottom, by default, it's my main calendar. If I had different calendars, and I've got a test class here from Google Classroom, and I could add it in that calendar, but if I want to assign it to a different calendar that I've got access to, this is where I can do it. And this is also the best time to do it as well. So if we were simply doing this, I could just click save, and I've got my training event in there for next Tuesday. Now, if I click on this again, I'm going to see the information, but I can also see I can either edit the details, I can delete it, I can email event details to someone, or I have some other options here, which is to print, duplicate, or publish these events. But we're just going to focus on editing this event today. So again, I can go back in here and change date and time. I can even change the time zone if I want as well. As you may have saw on my calendar, there were some repeated events. So I could say this actually happens daily, or maybe it's a weekly event just happening on Tuesdays. So that will put in a recurring item in my calendar. If it is an all-day event, then do click that button and that will appear at the top of the calendar and not in the actual time slots. What we're next going to do is add a location. So imagine I was going to be doing this at a certain location. So for example, if I was doing it at a Google office, I could put in the Google office there, and that's linked into Google Maps. Next, I've got notifications. Now, if I was traveling up to Google, I don't want a 10-minute notification. I need some more time for that. So I could have a 10-minute notification, but I can actually then add another one. This can be a pop-up, a notification, or it could be an email. And so actually I want that one, and I'm going to put a day beforehand, which is really key. Again, as you can see here, this is where I can change the calendar if I wanted to. I can change the visibility, so if other people are looking at my calendar, they can see whether I'm free and busy, or whether it's a public or a private event. And then lastly, down the bottom here, we can add some description. So I could say, this is my training material, and I could put links into actual documents or videos I might be using, but I can also create a meeting notes document. So when I save this, it's going to create that document, and it will also share it with any guests that I've got coming. So that leads us nicely onto guests. I'm going to add a guest here. So I'm going to click on my other account here. And when I've done this, I've got a few different options. I can click on this little icon and mark that as optional, because I know sometimes when I get an invite to an event, it might be that they don't actually need me there. They're just letting me know that the event is happening. So you could actually change that to say you're not required to attend, but you can if you want. If I wanted to delete it, I can do that and add more people in. Sometimes if you're doing this in your organization, you might see an item here for room bookings and resources, so you can book those in. If you're also booking time with somebody in your organization, you can use this find a time feature, which is great. Now, again, this will only happen if calendars are made available, if someone's in your organization. But here it will tell you if other people you've invited to the meeting will be available at a specific time or date. And this is another reason for making sure you keep your calendar up to date so other people know when you're available or not. So I'm going to click on save. It's going to send the invite to my guests. It's going to warn me that they're outside my organization, but that's okay. I'm going to click that. It's also going to create and share that document. So I'm going to click that. And so the recipient will receive an email with all of that information in. They can then determine whether it's a yes or a no from them. Now, this is also a really important thing, as at this point you can see that the person hasn't accepted the invitation. There's no little tick next to their name. But once the person has accepted the invitation, you better see the little green tick there to confirm their attendance. So do keep an eye out on that, just to make sure people have seen your invite and are attending. If you do have recurring events that you need to change, you can do this very simply by dragging and dropping. So if I want to take my lunch a little later that day, but then it will then ask me, do I want to do this just for this event, this and the following event, or all events? So if it was a one-off, I could just say, okay, I'm going to change it to that. But imagine on this day, actually, I need to walk the dog earlier. I'm not getting to work on time. So I'm going to move that, and I can say this and all following events, and it would change that as well. In the same way, if this day I didn't need to walk the dog and I can just delete it, it will ask me the same, do I need to delete it just for that event or the rest? And so I can delete it. This would work the same if I go into this and edit this. And say we're going to do it 2:45, click save. It's going to ask me the same question again. So I hope this has been a great introduction on how to create and manage your events and keep your calendar effectively organized.